Everyone, Chris here. So earlier this morning I mentioned that low tide was going to be at noon. It's now 1 o'clock, so the tide has started to come back in. Looking out at our boat way out there, I can see that she's already spun with the tide. But looking down, we can see some of the things I was mentioning earlier. Specifically, this is a good rock for it. Here's our little friend. So the seaweed will float up, and so you'll have a little warning of the rocks. But yeah, they don't call it the rocky coast of Maine for nothing. And the tidal range is about 10 feet up, but as you can see, there's the dinghy that we put in at, let's see, that was mid-tide, because high tide goes even farther. Let's walk all the way up there. But all of this here, this is why I am very, very happy that I have a hard dinghy. And I worry about folks who don't have a hard dinghy, but yeah, definitely glad for that. Some people do okay with just a hard bottom, but I like the whole dinghy hard. And oop, it's a little muddy here. So I'm not going to drag the dinghy through all this. We're just going to wait. Let's walk up from the pretty much low tide to the mid tide spot. Almost there. All these rocks. Alrighty. So there's mid tide where the dinghy is. And then it goes up a little vertical. Gets a little steeper. High tide. You can see high tide is marked by the seaweed that's up here dry. So this is a high tide mark. So high tide, mid tide's where it changes color, and then low tide is a little bit beyond where the water is right now. So we've got about 2 or 3 hours before I'm even going to bother trying to move the dinghy. So what do? Well, one, just up that hill is Portland, Maine, so there's everything in Portland. There was a festival going on at the ocean terminal where the cruise ships come in. There's no cruise ship at the moment. And then something that's helpful for every cruiser and every sailor, I brought my Kindle. So I might just go find a spot on the beach and chill and read. All right, I think this shady spot works. I can see the dinghy and see the water. There, see the dinghy, see the water. Oh, there's Liam, our lovely new high school graduate. And then we can see a little bit of the mooring field, and beyond the mooring field, I can see our boat. Anyway, hope everyone is having a good weekend. I will chat with you soon. Bye.